Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Bittner, Colin McIsaac from Gamnesia, and last but not least, Josh Thomas of the BitBlock to discuss the announcement that Pikmin 4 is not only coming, but it's almost done. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this kind of came out of nowhere. Nintendo's continuing the trend of announcing Pikmin games in the most glamorous way possible. And they just announced basically via a Eurogamer interview that happened during July, that only was published recently, that they are making Pikmin 4, and that is in fact almost done. Miyamoto went on to say that basically the Pikmin team is always making Pikmin games. As soon as they finish one, they start the next one. And as such, Pikmin 4 is almost done. Unfortunately, they didn't say much more beyond that, including, when it's coming out or what system it's on. But that's not going to stop us from discussing this. So real quick, what do you guys think of this announcement and the fact that Pikmin 4 is almost here? And do you think it's going to be a Wii U title, or do you think it's going to come for their next platform, being the NX?
3DS Micro.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think this is it's awesome that they're continuing Pikmin 4. A lot of people, once Pikmin 3 came out, was like, okay, it's going to be another 9 years until we get another one, just because it seemed like that was the rate it was going on at. But no, it's going to be more like the difference between Pikmin 1 and 2 now. And some people are still like, okay, yeah, you were saying you were working on and almost had Pikmin 3 completed years before it actually came out. So some people aren't convinced that this actually means it's going to be coming out anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But it's still interesting that, yes, Pikmin 4 is coming. They are working on this, and it's not just a franchise. It's not a franchise that's just going to languish like so many others.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Pikmin 3 is my favorite game on the Wii U. Like, that is the defining game for Wii U for me.
Even more than your Pikmin course in Super Mario Maker?
Even more than the Pikmin course I made in Super Mario Maker. But yeah, I mean, literally just a couple days ago, I was playing the bingo battle with a friend, and it is a constant thing for me. It's the most played Wii U game. It's always fresh to me. So yeah, I'm personally hoping it's either on Wii U or on the NX, and if it's on the NX, hopefully NX launches somewhat soon, because I don't want to be taunted with a new Pikmin game for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about this. I love Pikmin. It's probably one of my favorite Nintendo series, at least top 3. But this is also a kind of story that I was never expecting to hear, but now that I did, I'm not really that surprised that the Pikmin team is always working on these things. And especially considering, we've got the Pikmin short films, and Miyamoto's always carrying Pikmin dolls around. You can tell he really loves Pikmin. And when he wants to make a game, he makes a game.
Yeah,
so, I mean, super exciting. I am also hoping it's on NX, and I'm hoping that it launches with Pikmin 4. But, I'd also be happy with it on Wii U. I'm just really excited to see how visually stunning it is, because Pikmin 3 was great, but you could also still tell some of the models and textures and stuff were built on the Wii instead of on the Wii U. So getting a full-blown game from the ground up on Wii U, just it'll look amazing.
I mean, especially now that they have had a few more years to get used to the Wii U development.
Yeah.
We've seen some amazing looking Nintendo games on the
Absolutely.
Wii U. And yeah, Pikmin would look great, being designed from the ground up for the system. So, with that said, actually, Colin, you brought up the 3DS, how that could potentially be a target platform, and I didn't even think about that.
No, I mean, I don't think it's that likely.
Yeah, no,
it's possible.
It's possible.
I'm really hoping it's...
I'm thinking the same thing, and I'm leaning toward, although I guess I would hope it'd be an NX title, because that'd be a great thing to have at launch. I'm leaning toward it being a Wii U title for a few reasons. One, they're going to need, the NX at the soonest is going to be available basically in the fall of next year. That's more than a year away right now. And they're going to need to fill up that Wii U lineup. They want to avoid the drought that's plagued almost every other system leading up to their next system. But on top of that, we've seen Nintendo, they've been reusing assets a lot more recently in new ways. And that's why I'm also thinking this may be a Wii U title, because I think they may, although I do hope they develop, new assets that look better, I think they'll reuse, at least the core engine, maybe, from Pikmin 3, if not some of the assets as well. So, yeah, I'm inclined to think it's a Wii U title, especially with how imminent it sounds like this game might be, but, as you guys mentioned, it might be nowhere. considering like Pikmin 3 was almost done at one point in time and then was delayed for years. So yeah, that's all exciting. So I wonder if we'll like see this at E3, if not maybe in a direct before then. But that gets me to my next question: is what do you guys want to see from Pikmin 4? Because every Pikmin game we've seen them make some core change, like some pretty big changes to the game, mostly with how like it's structured with the time limits, and then of course they add new Pikmin usually every time. So what are your guys' expectations? What do you want to see from Pikmin 4?
One of the things I definitely want to see is multiplayer. I feel like a Pikmin game that doesn't have at least a 2-player mode or two would be disappointing. I mean, like I said, to this day, Bingo Battle still has me and friends completely captivated. I mean, it's just got so much replay value. And playing those missions and the DLC, all that multiplayer stuff really added life to the game. So I really hope that they never abandon the concept of multiplayer in a Pikmin game. In fact, 4-player multiplayer and online multiplayer would be really good ways, I think, to expand the series for the 4th installment.
You know what they need? They need co-op. Because
I was gonna say that's building on that co-op for the adventure or the campaign would just be amazing.
Yeah,
they already have 3 characters, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
they have 5 characters.
Actually, that's right.
They have 6 actually. The president.
Oh man, you're right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen him for a while, so I have a feeling that he's just gotten really rich and moved off to a distant planet somewhere all by himself.
The oil baron of Hocotate.
No, I'm actually totally with you, Josh. In general, like I think multiplayer is something they should do more with. Because like I mean that's what I know Pikmin's not really a true RTS, but that is what it was kind of designed after, like a simpler, more accessible RTS. And one thing RTS games are usually known for are their like competitive multiplayer, and it's something Pikmin has been kind of lacking in. Like they've had some fun modes, as you mentioned, Bingo Battle you've been having fun with, but they've always been just 2 players, right?
Right.
So they really should expand that. And I think I think if beyond the competitive mode, I think co-op would be just brilliant. Like I think it might have to be online. I don't know how they can do it locally without
split screen.
I mean, they could do split screen, but we've already seen like how they have to lower the assets for multiplayer, I think. But I mean, if you're using like a full-scale map, I don't know if they'd be able to do that. But if they can, that'd be awesome. Maybe if it's an NX title, that could work. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, one of the things I've always wished I could see in a Pikmin game is more urban settings, because obviously this is Earth, the world of Pikmin,
right?
Just on a very small scale, and I think it'd be really cool to like see Pikmin go around in like gardens in the middle of towns, or interact with pavement and see how they just like what kind of new creatures they could come up with there, or anything else. And they don't even have to have humans or anything walking around, but just those settings. I think it would really change up how the game looks, but also they'd still be able to keep the more forest areas and other stuff like that. But I'd love to see them put a little bit more variety and see what they could do with those settings, because I love things that are just a different set of scale. Like when you're so tiny and you see like in Pikmin 2 when you're gathering like Duracell batteries and stuff. I kind of like that. I thought it was kind of interesting to see them interact with that kind of those kind of things. So maybe it'd be a little like the Borrowers, and like we're raiding people's houses for their electronics and stuff, and taking their stuff away thanks to the Pikmin. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot they could do with the series that they just haven't tapped into yet. I'd love to see if what they'd come up with.
Great Borrowers reference. But yeah, no, that would be really cool too. I really liked in Pikmin, I think it was 2, it might have been 1, there was like that ruined bathroom setting where there was all these shower tiles. It was called the shower floor or something like that.
Yeah, wasn't that cave in? Oh, I think
it's Pikmin 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pikmin 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and then outside that area there was also But either way, I mean, stuff like that I really like in the Pikmin series, and I would love to see some sort of like urban ruins kind of thing. One of the things that I'm hoping for with Pikmin 4 is that they go back to Olimar and maybe Louie, maybe the president, I don't know. I mean, I love Charlie, but I felt like Alf and Brittany were a little boring, and I can't really see them working in something... I mean, the 3-player mechanic I think is just... excellent. That's the natural evolution of Pikmin, and that's something that they should keep as a staple for the rest of the series, I think. But we've only got Olimar and Louie, and unless they want to shoehorn the president in there, or like maybe make them team up with someone, I don't know. But that's something I'm hoping to see is going back to Olimar and Louie's sort of spacefaring, swashbuckling, treasure hunting adventures, rather than the sort of let's get fruit so we don't die.
It's kind of funny because I feel the same way about the characters, despite me not knowing why. I think it's because like Olimar and Louie were like the main, our entry point into the Pikmin series.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel more connected to them than I do the newer ones. Yeah, I think I'm with you on the 3-player mechanic on maintaining the 3 characters, but I do hope they expand it because like in Pikmin 3, your teammates were like idiots when they were just running by themselves. Like they did nothing. So I kind of hope that they would give them some like rudimentary AI so they can handle some tasks by themselves. Like basically, if you could, I mean, it might be getting a little bit too close to RTS territory, which might be why they're avoiding it. But they already kind of went that direction when you could even, set up the, I forget what they called it, the relays where they run by themselves to the location you want them to.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they could just do some stuff by themselves. Like if they get attacked, have them do some rudimentary defense or try to like run away or something.
Well, yeah, because when they if they got interrupted on their way over there, they would just stop and they would be like, "I need help." And then you if you were busy doing something with another character, you'd either have to jump over, like say Brittany was getting attacked, you'd have to jump over to Brittany and defend Brittany, but then Charlie, who you just left, is then sitting there just watching a Bulborb eat himself. Like
watching a Bulborb eat himself?
Yeah, it's actually
when did that happen?
A great spectacle, Josh.
That is an amazing image.
Isn't Louis considered to be a bit of a jerk, though? Wouldn't he make for a better antagonist, and it's Olimar and the kids facing off against Louis, who's gone?
No, Louis is just stupid.
Oh, that would actually be really interesting. Olimar's family?
Yeah, in Pikmin 2 we saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he has, like, the family who looks up to him, and they're like, I want to grow up to be just like Daddy. That would be... Huh.
I hear so many people who hate Louis after his actions in Pikmin 3.
Yeah, no, he is a pretty big jerk.
What? Oh, I'm out of here. I didn't sign up for this anti-Louis discussion.
Oh.
Right, Josh confirmed to be Louis.
Ah, darn it!
Oh man! All right, you did mention one other thing there, Colin, about going back to the adventures of like Olimar and Louis. Mm-hmm. This is like kind of like a minor thing, but I think it did impact my enjoyment of the subsequent Pikmin games just on some level. Where in the first game, it felt like there was actual danger. Like you crash landed on a strange planet, you had a 30-day oxygen limit, and then like that was it. And then in the sequels, like it felt I don't know, I guess Pikmin 3 went back to that a little bit, I think. But like, Pikmin 2 especially, like that, like it was just like a capitalistic thing. Like they just went there to make money. And that felt like really weird to me. It's like using these creatures for your own monetary gain. And
yeah, I mean, the first one definitely had that much better sense of impact, like of a certain gravity to the situation and all the decisions you make.
Literal gravity and impact.
Yeah. And Pikmin 3, I think they did a good job bringing the time resource element of that back in, but you're totally right, it didn't feel nearly as dangerous. And unfortunately, that's actually something I don't really think they can do again, just because Pikmin is at this point where there are multiple games, and so there's never a point, I feel like, where we're ever going to be able to suspend disbelief and say, I wonder if Olimar's gonna make it out of this one.
Yeah.
I think the first really had the advantage there in that it was brand new. It introduced just the Soul Captain and that isolationist fear of this hostile alien world was really something that had a lot of weight to it. And I think now that Olimar's coming back and bringing other captains and other like alien species, the Alpha and Brittany, whatever planet they're from, are all landing on this planet too, and everyone's doing fine. Like, I just don't feel like there's a point anymore, unfortunately, where we can get that same sort of narrative somberness.
Whatever planet they're from Kopai. What kind of noobs am I talking to right now?
Excuse me.
Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm a bit of a minority on this opinion. Maybe I'm not. I could be off base. But we were talking about this earlier before the discussion, Colin. I think you agree with me with Pikmin 1 being your favorite Pikmin game in the series.
Absolutely. By far.
For me, part of that is because I know a lot of people didn't, I love the 30-day mechanic. Mm-hmm. Like, it really made you think about every action. It lent, like, every action weight. And if you made a mistake, like, that was a penalty. It was a consequence. Yeah. And that could totally screw you over in the end, which it kind of rectified a little bit for the Wii version, because you could just replay any existing day you'd already played. Pikmin 2 totally did away with all of that, where time didn't matter at all. And that's part of the reason I didn't like that game, but it felt like there was no pressure at all. Although, to be fair, I did like the game more when I replayed it, but I thought that it wasn't as enjoyable. The Pikmin 3 did like this kind of halfway mechanic where you found fruit, which extended your time limit, and that's a good idea. The problem for me is like I found so many fruit, and it didn't end up mattering at all. Like,
yeah, I mean there definitely was. It's a little bit of like the Super Mario 1-up syndrome. There's so much fruit on this planet that it didn't really feel like you were in much immediate danger.
My favorite part of Pikmin 3 is actually when when your fruit supply like got lost or whatever, and I'm like, oh, there's actual tension here. Like I have to go out and rediscover stuff, and then like it only takes a couple days to get it all back or whatever. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What do you think they should do time wise?
I've personally, I don't know. I mean, I've thought every Pikmin game has actually gotten better and better. Like, I loved the first one, then I thought the second one was even better, and then I thought the third one was even better than the second one. Time-wise, like, I agree with you guys that there isn't really that feeling of, like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I'm gonna run out of fruit, or I'm gonna run out of, air. Pikmin 2, I felt like they kind of just said, you know what, let's forget about that and just let the players immerse themselves in the worlds. We're gonna make the worlds bigger, have more to do, so they didn't want to, like, rush you. And I can understand why they did that, and I enjoyed it. I do think for people who want more difficulty, I can understand why they would want that sort of time limit feeling. But it's never really been an issue for me. I mean, I kind of feel like they know what they're doing, so whatever they do, I'm going to be fine with. As long as there's little Pikmin that I get to patrol and throw at Bulborbs that are eating themselves, I'll be happy.
Well, why do you need to attack the ones that are eating themselves?
Because
like they've already
I'm evil like that. I want to kill them before they get a chance to kill themselves.
I want to make them suffer.
No, it's putting them out of their misery. It's he's putting them down gently.
Yeah. I mean, I think the fruit mechanic is probably the best way to go. I'd like it if they reduced the number of fruits that are around in the different areas a little bit, so that there is a little bit more tension.
Maybe they cap it, like you can only hold certain supplies. You can't
Yeah, something
overstock.
like that. Something like that. But I mean, I don't think they can return to the same sort of 30-day mechanic that made Pikmin 1 for me so
You're making
enticing.
me sad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes me sad too. But I think the fruit mechanic is just such a great way for Nintendo to handle replay value, and also making sure the game can keep rolling along beyond just 30 days. Making sure that it's sort of, you almost set your own difficulty a little bit based on like if you don't want to pick up some fruits. I don't know, but
my whole thought for that is, why not combine some of these elements together? Where, okay, let's say Olimar crash lands on the planet and he has to get his air working within 30 days, but he can't, so you have that time limit still, but you don't find the thing that allows him to get off the planet. So he needs to survive. So he starts hunting for fruit so he can keep surviving on the planet while looking for that key component of his ship so he can actually get off the planet. And just sort of keep that tension there and keep people working toward that. There is a life-threatening bit here, but also have that one dangling carrot in order to beat the game.
Yeah, I mean, that could work.
Yeah, it's possible. But that just might combine all the factors people dislike.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I
guess
worry
that's
it would
true.
get a little too complicated, but I could imagine Nintendo reasonably managing that to not make it so intrusive for the people who don't like those timed mechanics.
So, something else I want to see is better use of, assuming it comes to the Wii U, I want to see better use of the GamePad. I mean, I love playing Pikmin 3 with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, because that's the way it was designed to be made, and that's how I played it, and I thought it felt great. But, I would love to see a game designed from the ground up to make use of the GamePad in a better way than Pikmin 3 did, which just uses it as, for me, a subpar map. I would love it if you could, if you could maybe direct the Pikmin. Like, one thing Pikmin 3 dropped, for instance, was the ability to have formations with your Pikmin, which you could do with the C-stick on the GameCube. If you could actually draw formations for them, like if you could draw a circle or something else, I can imagine so much potential with that. Actually make, little, football...
That is a great idea.
Right? Little football formations for your Pikmin.
Wow, yeah, no, I hadn't thought of that. Because I'm totally with you on that Pikmin formations and the... and using the Wii Remote, I mean, it was just fantastic. That is so fluid and so excellent. No, are you thinking of using just the gamepad or using like that formation mechanic in addition to the map features that Pikmin 3 already used?
Well, I'm
and
thinking
then use the Wii remote as the controller.
No, so for me, I hate going back between the Wii remote and nunchuck. Like it was just a pain in the ass straddling the gamepad on my lap as a map while trying to use a Wii remote and nunchuck. So
You didn't need to straddle it, Andre. You chose to straddle it. Okay? You could have put it on.
Hey man, don't tell me how to play Pikmin, okay?
All right, I'm just saying.
Andre wants what Andre wants.
Apparently.
No, I'd want them to go all in. Like I'd want them to fully embrace the gamepad, make it control primarily like how maybe the GameCube ones did, which I thought they controlled great.
I did too.
Don't get me wrong, I loved how it controlled Pikmin 3 as well. But I have no problem going back to Pikmin 1 and 2. I thought they controlled great, and combining that with some touchscreen controls, or maybe they go all touchstring controls. I'm not sure the best way to do that. Maybe you move around the control stick, and your pointer, your stylus becomes your cursor in the game.
Yeah.
And then that's how you also draw the Pikmin formations, and then whatever other features they can have.
How would you do multiplayer with that then?
That would.
And I also worry that you'd be looking at the gamepad so much for aiming Pikmin that you wouldn't be able to get to see how pretty the environments are on the TV. Like the rainbow curse.
You're right. That could be a problem.
No, I mean I think it's a good idea. Like I wish. Hopefully they can find a good fluid way to implement it.
Yeah.
See, I'm so obsessed with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck controls, I never want to play a Pikmin game without those. That is, like, so much faster. You can throw Pikmin regardless of where you're walking. So you can have the captains running away from some big enemy, but you can still be throwing the Pikmin at it at the same time. And I think that's something you really can't do without the pointing of the Wii Remote controller.
Well, you could if you use the gamepad the touchscreen as a pointer, because basically Nintendo Land did that too.
Well, they did an update for Pikmin 3 where you could use the gamepad. I actually hated that. I tried it and I was like, oh god, no, I don't like this.
I forgot they updated it, that's right.
Yeah, it didn't work for me either.
Yeah, I guess I'm just like, I feel spoiled with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck that that's the only way I ever want to play a Pikmin game. I think it's one of those things where it's like some games, the controls just work so well that that's the way that series needs to be played.
Like Mario Galaxy, Metroid Prime, either of those franchises, I can't imagine without the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. It's just too good for me.
Well, assuming they stick with that then, something I would like to see them improve is the map design. Because I readily admit I might be in the minority on this. I wasn't a big fan of how the maps were laid out in Pikmin 3. I thought they were too big. Or maybe it wasn't even so much they were too big, they felt too disjointed. Because they had these large sections that were connected by these small tunnels. And using the map was a pain, because you couldn't see, like there's these giant blank spots in the map where you couldn't see what connected to what exactly. And I just found it like not that natural to traverse. So I would like to see them go back to how Pikmin 1 and 2 did it, where it was just like one giant area that you could explore, that wasn't, different connected areas. So I either want to see them, scale back the world a little bit, or I have another idea. I want them to go huge on the world, make it one gigantic ass world. Just like, and the sub areas, you actually discover them yourselves. So you could actually walk, from like a landing point. Like basically, you would find like camps.
That's really like a hub.
Yeah, you could like find different hubs where you could then choose to land in. So basically, make all the levels interconnected. Like make them all connected in one giant world, and then you can choose which one to land in as you uncover the new areas.
I think that would be great.
That reminds me a lot of Super Mario Sunshine in the way that it's all one big world, Andre, and you can go to each. You love that game, so that's what you're saying. You want this to be more like Super Mario Sunshine. I like it. Good idea, Andre.
Okay, hold on. Sunshine, it was more a cosmetic thing.
No,
I want this to be an actual. You can't walk. You cannot walk from Piazza Park or whatever.
You don't walk in Isle Delfino. You swim in Isle Delfino.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I am with you on that. I think they went way too overboard on the sub areas in Pikmin 3. I don't want them to get rid of them entirely, but definitely scale back because that was it did kind of hamper it a little bit.
I miss going under the ground. I know a lot of people didn't like those tunnels.
Yeah,
and those
I don't miss it.
Yeah, neither do I.
I liked it. It felt like it was this whole other little section. It felt like it was a side thing to do in Pikmin. I don't know. I liked it.
I would like it if it was like some sort of side mode. Yeah, actually.
Well, some of them
maybe
I would
they could do like a roguelike, or a procedurally generated sort of like side mode in the game where it's just, where it's like. Was like dungeon mode or something like that, or survival mode, and they, it's completely separate from the campaign, but they have actually They should do that. Because I did like the dungeons on their own, but I didn't like that they were such a core part of the gameplay of the solo campaign. So
Yeah, sometimes I'll admit they would go too long because you would keep delving deeper and it'd be like, level number 9, and it was like, oh, geez, just get me out of here by now. You
only
know?
20 more to go.
Yeah, so I mean, 3 or 4 should have been the max, but imagine Pikmin Maker where you could make your own underground areas, because that's kind of doable, I think.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
It could, yeah.
that would be possible.
I just want everything to be Mario Maker now that I've played that.
I know, right? This is gonna turn into a Mario Maker discussion, isn't it? Where's my Zelda Maker? My Pikmin Maker?
Don't forget Donkey Kong Maker.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. All right, get back to Pikmin. I mean, they could bring back the underground areas. I would hope they would redesign them, though. I didn't like the randomness. I didn't like how they changed randomly each time you revisit them. I also didn't like how time stopped. It kind of, like, for me, Pikmin 2 totally threw out the pacing of the game. Where, like, you know, you're, like, scrambling above ground to finish before the end of the day, and then just go underground. It's like, oh, I can take my time here. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, time does stop underground.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, literally in real life. Have you ever been underground? It's like a whole new world under there.
So one other thing I like to see is going back to the giving your teammates more AI. I would love it if you could assign them, like, actual tasks. Like, if you could, you know, I know right now you can, like, have them walk places, but you could have them, like, actually, I don't know, like, tell them to go attack enemies at a certain point.
Sure.
Or, I'm trying to remember all the tasks in Pikmin 3. Like, there's probably, like, stuff you can build. You know, have them go do that instead. Like, give them, like,
breaking down
tasks.
walls. There's, attacking enemies, gathering fruits.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a couple of caverns that had, like, crystals in them that you had only rock Pikmin could break.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What if they did a bad job at attacking a Bulborb and you lost like 15 of your Pikmin?
Yeah, I mean, that's
a risk.
what I worry about.
I mean, that can happen anyway, just by them walking there. And they lose a Pikmin anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's better than what we've got now.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any idea for new Pikmin? Because it's kind of obvious they're probably going to add more new Pikmin to this game. What kind of Pikmin would you guys like to see?
I want to see glowing Pikmin that can like light up a pathway for you.
Ooh.
Like if it was dark in a
That's a
cave
good
or
idea.
something. I think that
You know,
would
like
be
the
pretty
electric ones and how they can turn on light bulbs?
Yeah, I was gonna say
similar to
yellow
that,
ones
yeah, except they're actually
could work like
walking
that.
light bulbs.
That'd be pretty cool. I can see that. Especially if you combine that with the formation idea, you can do some really cool things with that, actually.
Yeah.
Their little bud gets brighter the more it grows.
Yeah, they're like little
Ooh.
fireflies
Yeah,
in a
cool.
way. They got little light up butts.
They'd be like another variation on the flying Pikmin, like these little... That's neat. I like that.
It's almost like they could update
maybe,
the
yeah.
Pikmin then. Pink Pikmin could have little glowy butts. Blue
Yeah.
Pikmin could finally swim.
Yeah,
I just
that's
want
the thing.
glowy
I mean,
butts.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like they're almost getting to have too many Pikmin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
That's like, I don't want it. I get that people like rock Pikmin. I really don't like rock Pikmin. They're just rocks. They're not Pikmin. They just have flowers and faces.
That's Pikminist or something like that. That's prejudiced against Pikmin type.
Well, I'm sorry. I play a game that's built around separating alien races by color and assigning them different tasks.
Oh, man.
We're really getting deep into what Pikmin means.
Jeez,
at
we
this
are. I
point.
did not expect this.
It's true though. Purple Pikmin kind of could have done what Rock Pikmin
Yeah.
did,
Yeah,
and
that's
it could just
true.
be like, oh, they're real heavy, so they can break the glass and
Yeah.
stuff. Purple Pikmin
Yeah.
really took a back seat in Pikmin 3.
They did.
Yes, and the white
Yeah.
Pikmin too. I mean, the white Pikmin weren't all that useful in Pikmin 2.
They're really fast and they can dig.
Yeah, like I liked them, but like their absence didn't hamper Pikmin 3 at all. Whereas Purple Pikmin, they were gone, but everything they did was just replaced by Rock Pikmin.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
weren't really gone.
In those Pikmin shorts, they show white Pikmin apparently can spit acid and burn things.
Yeah, that's right.
So
It's
that
like the
could be
dinosaur from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly. That could be a new idea for them in Pikmin 4, where you can like burn metal or something to get by or whatever.
Oh, that's a good one.
That would work into the
Yeah.
urban idea where you could you have a
Yeah.
sheet of metal in your way and you have the white Pikmin
Burn a
boil
hole
it
through
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, other than that, though, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the things that they could do that would really make the new Pikmin exciting would, just be like small, subtle changes to the Pikmin we already have. Like in Pikmin 2, for example. In Pikmin 1, the yellow ones weren't impervious to electricity.
No, yeah.
In Pikmin 2, they could do like those chains and solve puzzles and stuff. So I think little tweaks like that could be the best way to refine the mechanics, because I'm not really sure I want to have to manage so many more. We're already up to 7, 8 if you include the Bulbmin things.
What if they allow you to crossbreed Pikmin and combine the different elements to reduce the Pikmin count?
Now you're just getting perverted, Andre. Why is your mind going to these places?
I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking like, well, maybe we can get some ice levels in and get like ice Pikmin or something.
There you go. That could be
That's
cool.
true.
And they're not affected by the
cold.
ice physics and cold and whatnot. You have to use them or else, because the other Pikmin will obviously freeze to death.
Well, they haven't really even made an ice one before, have they? No, well, they had snow
There's a
areas,
snow
right?
level in
Yeah.
Pikmin 2.
And
it's
3.
not really icy, but
We could have a desert. I'm trying to think of other things they haven't really.
They
explored.
almost put a desert in Pikmin 3. Well, spoiler, the final area is like a desert, and I was like, ooh, this is going to be cool to explore.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really just the boss battle.
Right.
So I was like, oh.
Well, one of the things that I worry about with introducing new Pikmin is introducing Pikmin that are actually useful for the game as a whole, rather
Right.
than in like just one specific area. Because if they had like an ice Pikmin or a desert Pikmin, like they would make for interesting gameplay dynamics in those areas, but once you get outside of those areas, like you're never going to use them again. And that's something like I'd be okay with that, but I'd rather like a Pikmin that is actually meaningful on every step of the adventure.
Let's say they do expand it like that. So let's say we have our ice Pikmin and you bring them in. Yeah, they can traverse much easier in the snow level, but if you bring them into a regular level where it's just grass, maybe they can you can use them for traps and stuff, where maybe they can create an area that's icy and trip up the Bulborbs, making them open to attack.
That's
same thing with like
that's
desert Pikmin, make the ground into sand and like cause them into sink, and again,
So
make it
Pikmin
more
are all of a
trap-like.
sudden like magicians.
No, what if the snow Pikmin or whatever can launch tow cables, right, onto the Bellborbs, twist up their legs.
This is a totally new idea that's never been done before.
Yep, I do. All right. What do you guys have any final thoughts at all? Any other final ideas before we wrap it up here?
I just want a new Pikmin.
I hope it's on NX.
Yeah, if NX is coming soon, I'm hoping for NX. If not, I'm cool with it being on the Wii U. I hope NX can use the Wii Remote and Nunchuck controller then. I just want it soon now. Now that I know it exists, I just want it.
Yeah, yeah.
It really seems like with all these games that Nintendo's announcing seem like they're working on, we could be in for a very interesting launch lineup or launch period for the NX if all this stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get my hopes too high up, but they've already talked about Metroid, Mario Galaxy, Pikmin 4. They haven't.
Zelda.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
You
if
might
they've
as well
actually
throw it-
talked about that, or if that's. But it's a possibility.
They haven't, but you might as well throw it in the pile.
They said
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy?
Yeah,
they
this morning.
It came up in the same interview. They didn't say anything about it, but that they were discussing like when it could come. So it was all like sky level stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Is
the
it-
next Mario game's coming at some
Oh,
point.
Nothing
like next
happened.
Mario game or specifically Galaxy?
Specifically Galaxy. So.
Weird.
Yeah, they didn't say that would necessarily be the next Mario game.
Right.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
But something I'm really looking forward to and hoping that they'll do is like more cutscenes. I don't want more, like intrusive cutscenes, but the cutscenes that they do have, now that they've done these Pikmin short films, I think I'm really looking forward to some super high quality, top notch, awesome, fun to watch, entertaining cutscenes that are, really a lot more cartoony and fun.
I love the Pikmin shorts. Yeah,
Yeah,
those were
like
great.
I mean, I think short films is like what Pikmin were made for. As great as the games are, like I think that's the medium that serves them best. So I'm really excited to see how they can do sort of like animation stuff within the games too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps up for us here. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. You can find links to them in the description below. It's a good way to keep up to date on everything we post. And Colin, do you want to tell everyone where they can find your stuff at?
Yeah, so Gamnesia.com is where you can find me. We've got a Nintendo podcast that comes out every Wednesday, so you can follow that. It's called Nintendo Week Podcast. It's on iTunes, YouTube. We posted at Gamnesia as well, so that's what I'm up to. Check it out.
And how about you, Josh? Where can people find you at?
They can find me under Andre's bed right now, about to attack him. No, they can find me at the BitBlock anywhere on the internet.
Oh.
And on Patreon.
And yeah,
That's
everywhere.
right.
Everywhere on the internet, that's where I am.
Alright, and with that, I think we're done here. Thanks guys for watching. Of course, keep an eye on GameXplain for more on Pikmin 4. Hopefully, maybe soon, sounds like, and other things gaming as well. Thanks guys. Bye.